smells like rubber in here. It's time to say goodbye to the Lexani LX20s and say hello to the Firestone Firehawk Indy 500s. The 5mm spacer has been perfect for me. No weird rust or wear, or you know, not stuck to the assembly at all. Perfect. So happy. Well, if you guys have been following along, you'll know this is a long time coming. No complaints really about the Lexani LX20s that I've been running for 12 or 15,000 miles, except for straight line performance. They've handled pretty well in the cooler temperatures. They handled quite well in wet conditions. They have great lateral grip, as I've said a number of times on different mountain runs and our last trip to the Tail of the Dragon. They're about the same tread wear as these Firestone Firehawk Indy 500s. It's 340. So I'm hoping that the higher quality compounds and materials that are used to construct the Firestone tires will help with that straight line grip. From what I hear in terms of reviews, that's the case. But you know, we're gonna get them mounted and balanced today, and we'll probably get some first impressions in this video, because also everything else that I've heard is that the Firehawks take a little bit of time before they start getting grippy. Actually, they have to kind of burn through that first layer. So obviously probably not going to get that worked off today. We might try to spin them a couple of times just to see how they feel, but we're gonna do it properly. We'll get them broken in, and then we'll do a full review.
Yes.
Well, I just stopped at O'Reilly's and got me some wheel and tire cleaner before I put these wheels back on the old Q50. I want to, just get them cleaned up and looking sharp. So that's what I'll do here first. And there you go. That's it. Big updates. Well, clearly I need a tire machine. I hate taking my vehicle or any of my vehicle parts to any place. Case in point, got home, started cleaning up the wheels. As you can see, 3 of the 4 valve stems are now leaking at the base. Don't know what they did, don't know what happened, don't know what could possibly have caused it, but I'm here back at the tire shop getting it fixed. And as I unload the wheels to have them take a look at it, a set of the weights is falling off. So they didn't even adhere the weights properly. I need a tire machine. I gotta stop relying on other people. Gosh. Finally the time we've been waiting for. But I think while I'm at this, I am going to take this crappy rear diffuser off too. I know we got the meet coming up here in Georgia, Douglasville here on the 7th. And I want the car looking good for the meet, of course, but I don't know. It's time to start making some more progress on this thing. A little bit of a difference. Oh, this tire looks so good on these wheels. Might be a little extra, but I'm putting some spray detailer on the lug nuts before we install them too. My God, guys, this has got to be one of the best looking tires for real though. So beefy. All right, we are on the new tires. The new tires. Firestone Firehawk Indy 500s, 275 35 19 rear, 255 40 19 in the front. The fronts are aired to 35 psi. The rears I aired down to 30 and a half-ish psi. I'm going for a good combination of grip, comfort, and fuel mileage. So I'm out on the road. Like I said, just sprayed the car off at the car wash. Less than a mile from the house, so I haven't gotten this car over 45 miles an hour. But very first impression is that they ride a lot softer than I thought, and up to 45 miles an hour they are extremely quiet, which is something that I was not necessarily concerned about because of all of the reviews. I kind of had an idea of what we were getting into with these tires. But anytime you go with sort of a softer performance tire, there's always a chance that there's going to be some road noise. Some of these really soft tires that we've heard about, like the Federals, really the whole Federal ultra high performance summer tire line, noisy, like a wom wom wom, almost like a bad wheel bearing. I've had other tires like that in the past too. I've had some really noisy Toyos, some really noisy Hancooks in the past. The first gen of Sumitomo HTRZs, just the HTRZ, those were noisy, not all that grippy. The HTRZ2s were really soft, really grippy out of the hole. Once they got super hot, they were kind of a little bit squishy and slippery, but those were really quiet. I actually looked for those, the long discontinued tire, but I looked for those to put on here, but you can't find them anymore, not in the size anyway. Even with the Lexani LX20s, I didn't really have many complaints at all, as I've said in a number of videos with those tires. And they were really relatively quiet too for what they were. And in comparison to these Firehawk 500s, the Indy 500s, these are super quiet. I'm on the interstate right now going 71 mile an hour, and they're really quiet. It's nice. Even at 34, 35-ish psi up front, it feels really soft on the interstate. The interstate, admittedly, is in pretty decent shape. We have some of these imperfections like that, but it handles them really well, even for being a 19, low-profile 19. Rears aired down to 30-ish, 31 psi. They feel super soft right now. The ride is really comfortable. Impressed so far. Now the real test, of course, is going to be the grip in straight line. We can assume that they have decent lateral grip as well. The one thing that I did mention in the previous videos, that a friend of mine experienced a little sidewall roll, some rollover in fast corners. I just got somebody waving at me here. There he is. Hopefully we don't notice any of that rollover, and that the tires are fit properly to the wheel, which is what I was going for, of course. But the straight line grip is what we're really after, because that's where the Lexanis really fell short. But from what I've also heard about these is that it takes a little bit of time. So I think, we're just gonna have to wear them in, run them for a couple hundred miles before we really try any 0 to 60. And all I can say is that in a daily driving situation, I can tell on my route here to work that these are gonna be super comfortable tires, and that's half the battle. God, this ride is so smooth. These tires feel great on the interstate. About the leaking valve stems, I can't put all the blame on the tire shop. We took the tires in, took the tires off the wheel, and we took a look at what was going on in there. Because these valve stems are flush mount on these wheels, the amount of valve stem inside the wheel is substantially longer than a normal valve stem would be. They're tightened down by a single nut, and then they have a second nut that tightens down to hold it all in place and keep them in place. So I don't know if it was the machine or the pry bar they use on the wheels. As the wheel turned on the machine, I think something nicked it and either spun the locking nut off a little bit or just wriggled it enough to loosen up the seal between the two rubber washers, the two rubber gaskets. And that was enough just to create a little bit of leak. So we tightened them down. We actually had to replace one because one of the rubber washers seemed to be pinched a little too much, and I didn't want to risk it leaking. So I have one mismatched valve stem, which kind of sucks, but it's still chrome. So I guess, it's not, your eye doesn't really catch it that much. But we resolved that issue, thankfully. Okay, I just can't help myself. I'm an idiot. We got like 10 miles on these tires. Found some warm pavement here. Well, we spun them. I short shifted too big time. I don't feel like lighting them up right now, but just wanted to see how they felt. I think we got to try that one more time. No power braking. We're just gonna launch. Definitely spun. Definitely spun. See if we can see our marks here. There's some little bit of hoppy hop actually, but this pavement sucks, so nothing against the tires or even the subframe bushing collars whatsoever. Let's get up to our other spot here in the sunshine. Oh yeah, quite a long mark. I don't know if it showed up on camera. They're fresh tires, we knew that. Well, I'm excited about the tires. I mean, we're not going to go off our first couple of hits right here and determine whether or not we like them or not. We got to break them in. As I said, we have less than 10 miles on them right now. So we'll get them heated up. We'll get them cycled through, and then we'll put them to the test here coming up. But for now, I think I'm going to get back to the garage and pull this rear diffuser off, and just maybe we can clean it up and salvage it before the meet. Otherwise, we might just leave it off until we get a replacement here. It's actually not terrible. I don't know how well or how good it would look with the exhaust tips, because I had them poke the exhaust tips to look good with the diffuser, which stuck out a little bit. So the tips, they don't extend too much past the bumper, so I guess it ain't all that bad. We might rock it like this for a little bit. Check out this new drag setup. We'll see if the skinny 225s up front help with the 0 to 60 times. Well, if you guys can make it out to the meet on November 7th, it's going to be a good one. I look forward to seeing all of you there, meeting a bunch of you guys. So anyway, thanks for watching another weekend Q50 vlog. Hope you enjoyed. Appreciate the continued support. And of course, see you in the next one.